Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about a statement, a claim by former President Donald J. Trump about his passports. Before we get into this, I do want to start by saying and remind everybody that if Trump told me he was wearing a red tie, and I could visibly see that red tie, I would still doubt that he was actually wearing a red tie. I don't believe anything that he says based solely on the fact that he said it. That being said, this is what he said. Wow, in the raid by the FBI on Mar-a-Lago, they stole my 3 passports. 1 expired, along with everything else. This is an assault on a political opponent at a level never seen before in our country, third world. First, just because it's just one of those things with me, third world does not mean what people think it means. First world, NATO and their allies, U.S.-aligned capitalist countries during the Cold War. Second world, Soviet-aligned countries and their allies, to include China at the time. Communist countries. Third world, non-aligned. Ireland, Switzerland, Finland. These were all third world countries. It's an obsolete term that should probably stop being used. Okay. So, let's just say that this is true for a moment. The investigation is much further than we think. If the feds took his passports and did so intentionally, this is the investigation is further along than we might believe. Now, are there other explanations for this statement? Sure. One is he made it up. Another is that these passports were diplomatic or some technical reason for them to take them because they actually would be belonging to the National Archives. That's also a possibility. But if this was an actual seizure of his passports, that is really bad news for Trump. That's a literal statement of, hey, you don't get to leave the country. That's a sign that something is pending. Normally, as far as I know, this phase of things where they actually do this tends to take place at a hearing after they've already been taken into custody. So I have a lot of questions. There are a lot of possible explanations, assuming that what he is saying is true. I wouldn't read too much into this, other than there are other explanations. But if the feds actually took his passports and intended to, and it wasn't a technical thing dealing with the archives or something like that, he's in a lot of trouble. So that's the breaking development for today. It does look like for a while we will be running on that 4-video schedule, just to try to keep up with all of the news. So anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.